afternoon, dear sisters. Welcome to the Central Sector Women's Intergenerational Event. I am Kathy Andal from Central District C. I am married to Oliver and we were blessed to have two wonderful kids. My son Paolo is in the University District and my daughter Bianca will soon leave YA and will become a UD affiliate. I serve in Pathways Manila and I am also a youth worker. I serve as an AGL for the YA Sisters of Central, grade 11 and 12. I graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Science, major in Biology. I went to med school for a year. But I realized I do not want to be a doctor. I cannot force myself to continue with something that I am not passionate about. So I left. I did not have any business-related subject back in college. I was never employed. I have no experience in the corporate world. My husband's course back in college was legal management and communication arts. He was also never employed. Both of us have no business background, but armed with a huge amount of courage, we ventured into business. Having a business is like a roller coaster ride. There are ups and downs with lots of turns that leads you up again. I will be your companion this afternoon as we talk about creating business at the comfort of your home. Isn't that amazing? We earn while being safe inside our own home. Yes, your business can be home-based. Now that makes you a homepreneur. Homepreneurship can be risky and hard, but that does not mean you are not meant to start an online business. When you first realize that there is an excellent business opportunity in selling online now because everyone is buying online, there is already a spark of desire in you to do it. Each of us have our own reasons why we are here today and why we want to learn more about online selling. I have read your expectations and questions for our session today, and I will try my best to be able to incorporate them in our discussion. So are you ready? Let's start! Selling online during this time is different from the online selling we know before pandemic. The priorities of people has changed. Everything is far from normal. When selling online at this time, we have to know what is essential in order to sell. Know yourself. What are your skills? What are your interests? Capabilities? What are you passionate about? Are you good in arts and crafts? Cooking? Baking? Gardening? Teaching? Sewing? And the list goes on. Each of us has a God-given talent. It is God's gift to us, and what we do with our talent is our gift back to God. For those who are asking, what can I sell? Put yourself in the buyer's shoe. As a buyer, what items have you bought online during this time? What are the products that you are still willing to buy under the new normal? Ask your friends what they bought online while in quarantine. From there, you will have an idea on the current needs of consumers. Yes, we can sell anything legal under the sun online, but given our current situation, the priorities of people has changed. We also have to adapt to this change. You have to sell a product that you yourself will be willing to buy at this time. We are all aware that more people are working from home and staying home. If you want to sell clothes online, what do you think will be more sellable? Office and casual clothes? Or comfortable pambahay clothes? Will you be selling designer bags at this time? When and where will your buyer use this? Do you think they will use these bags when they go to the grocery, knowing that when they get home, they will have to disinfect everything? You have to be realistic when thinking of what to sell during this time. If you really want to sell bags, Choose a bag that is more practical to use given our current situation. You can sell a bag that is washable, something that they can just toss in the washing machine together with their clothes when they get home. I asked my friends what they bought online from March to June, and here are the most common answers. Food and grocery items, protective equipments like face mask, droplet shield or face shield, goggles, alcohol, and other disinfectants, pambahay or house clothes, and gardening materials. It was an eye-opener for a lot of people that having a small vegetable garden during this time will really be of help. I myself sell religious and fashion accessories online through Instagram before the pandemic. But accessories are not part of the essential products. I had to shift to new product if I wanted a sale. The things I mentioned are all tangible products. But you don't have to limit yourself with these products to be able to join the booming online market. You can sell your skills. Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to bake? You can have an online baking and cooking class. Parents of young children are constantly looking for new activities for their little ones. You can have an online art session with them. Charge minimal fee only, so more can afford your classes. Are you good in photography? Offer your services and shoot their product photo. Do you know programs like Photoshop, Lightroom? You can do an online tutorial on these topics. You might say these are all available in YouTube. Yes, they are. But people like interaction. People like being able to ask questions and learning from one another. Start an online business that you are passionate about. You need to know everything about the product or service you are selling. The more you enjoy your business, the more successful it will be. For those who plan to sell tangible products like food, you can sell ready-to-eat meals or ready-to-cook food. You can also be a dealer or a seller of other food items. How do you decide which product to sell? There is no 100% guarantee that a particular product will sell well. It's really a trial and error process. You can opt to specialize in only one product, or you can sell different products. Example, you really make a good lasagna. You can actually focus on this product as it takes a lot of time to make one. If you think you can still accommodate another item that can be ordered with your lasagna, go ahead. So when a customer orders from you, you are able to offer two products that complement each other. Make yourself known with your delicious lasagna. If you are a dealer or a reseller, you can have more products since you are not the one who make them. Your time is not limited. Research, research, research. As much as possible, go directly to the source or the manufacturer. How? Google the item or the brand that you are interested in. In Facebook, using the search bar, type in the item that you are looking for. Research is very important. You can also ask referrals from friends. I started selling several food products online this April. How did I start? How did I know or find my supplier? I just looked them up in Facebook and inquired. Some are formal, even asking for a Zoom meeting to discuss my intention on becoming a reseller. Some are very casual. We just exchanged messages in Messenger or Viber. Then I'm good. I'm a reseller. If you plan to resell a product, it is best that you do a taste test first. Example, you want to sell longanisa. There are different kinds of longanisa. There's the hamonado and the skinless type, which are almost always sweet. Then, there are those that are garlicky. Then, there are also those specialty longanisas from different provinces. Each of them has a distinct taste. As a reseller, you should know the taste of your products. In that way, When a buyer asks for details on its taste, you can very well explain it. During this time, it is best if your suppliers are also online. Safety first. Minimize going out and finalize transactions online. There are many products that are not different enough to get much attention. For example, face mask. Face mask before was a good product to sell because they were scarce. But now, there are a lot of sellers for face mask. We know that everyone is required to wear a face mask when going out. If you and your competitors are selling the same thing, and there are just too many of you in the same business, the chances of you getting a lot of sales is very slim. Or profit margin will be low because there's just too much seller of the same item. Uniqueness of a product will definitely set you apart. Costing and markup. How much profit should I make? As I have said, I do not have a business subject, so I cannot give you a formula on how it is done. If you want the technical side on how to mark things up, it's available in Google. What I can share with you is how I mark up. I check on my competitors, and I check on the average selling price of a particular item in the market. From there, I work backwards. I look for suppliers who will give the lowest price possible so I can be at par with the other sellers. Do I sell my items lower than the market price just to make a sale? No, I don't do that. Diving down the price will not only lessen my profit, but it will also destroy the prevailing market price. In fact, I take quality photo of my item and I actually sell them higher. Selling your item at a low price does not really mean you will have more sales. Present your product well. Take a good photo of it. Make it look expensive. Make it look irresistible. That's how you make a sale. When you compute for the cost of an item, you don't just take into consideration the cost of the item alone. There are other factors to add to your cost. Let's make it simple. Let's say you made an earring. The material used in making the earring was 25 pesos. That is not the cost of the earrings yet. You have to factor in the transportation expense or the delivery expense on how you got the material. Good if it was free shipping. Labor and crafting fee for the earring should also be factored in. If you were the one who made the earrings, pay yourself. When all these are added, that is now the cost of your earrings. From there, you can now mark up. I received an interesting question from one of our attendees. How to start up a home business for kids to keep them busy. For our kids to enjoy what they are doing, they have to like what they do. So it goes back to our very first topic, knowing oneself. What are the interests of your children? Start with simple, maybe dessert. When you help your kids market their product, you have to tell their potential customer that it was made by them. People love to support children. Entrepreneurs are resourceful, creative, and intellectually curious by nature. Introducing and instilling entrepreneurial values to your children can give them a head start and help them succeed as they grow older. They learn the value of money, and they are able to interact and respond to different people through the inquiries and orders they receive. When their products are selling and they are able to make a profit, this can really drive them to do better. But it's not always a bed of roses. Character of your children are also made stronger by disappointments and rejections. Yes, disappointment and rejection is part of it, and being able to handle it well teaches them to be resilient. It's all part of the learning process. Now that you have a product to sell, the next big question is, where can I sell them? I will give you a list of platforms where you can sell your products or services. You just have to download the app and create an account for these platforms. Facebook is a good selling platform. With your Facebook personal account, you can sell to your friends. You can also create a Facebook page. A page is where you can make your own brand. You can use this to promote your business. Sell to the other people that are not your friends in your personal Facebook account. Facebook page is always public. A page is attached to your personal profile so that Facebook knows who owns the page. You are the admin of your page. You have control over it, and you can assign several admins to help you manage posting and answering inquiries. You can assign other people as admin as long as they have a Facebook account. Facebook buy and sell groups and marketplace. Facebook groups usually have a lot of members already. When you post an item, you have a ready viewer. There are a lot of Facebook groups, but not all allow selling. So if your main purpose in joining these groups is to sell, check out their rules first. In Facebook Marketplace, everyone who has a Facebook account has the potential to see your post if they are looking for the product that you sell. Example, I am looking for ube cheese pandesal. I will just type in ube cheese pandesal on the search bar and ta-da! I will see a lot of sellers for the item that I am looking for. Just keep in mind that not everyone on Facebook uses their legal name or use a legit profile picture. There are a lot of scammers online. If you are a buyer in Facebook, research on the seller first. Check their background, especially if you're going to buy something that involves quite a big amount of money. Check out their Facebook account. Last April, I also started selling droplet shield hats. It was a big hit. I actually sold around 1,500 pieces in just 10 weeks. How did I meet my supplier? I just researched in Facebook Marketplace. I inquired from a lot of sellers until I was able to find the source. I was able to go direct to the one who really sells these products. For me to be able to get a good price, I have to meet the minimum quantity required for wholesale. It was quite a big amount to start with, and I do not know the seller. It was risky. I asked for her mode of payment, and she said GCash or through BPI. When I heard that she has a BPI account, I felt safer. I asked for the bank details, but the BPI account was not under her name. I asked her who owned the account. She said it was her husband's account. So I checked the name in Facebook again. I checked on other posts that tagged her and her husband's name as well. They look legit. They seem to be decent people. So I took the risk. That's how she became my supplier. I really stalked on her posts and friends before I bought from her. Instagram. Buyers in Instagram are more upscale compared to Facebook. Think of a catchy name. One that has a recall. It is best that your Instagram account is the same name with your Facebook page, as they are really connected. When you post in IG, there is an option there that can be turned on so that your post in IG will also appear in your Facebook page. Viber communities and marketplace. This is very new. A lot of Viber marketplaces emerged only when we were in enhanced community quarantine. If you are a member of even one Viber marketplace, it is easy to see the other marketplaces available. When you see this, click on that so that you are redirected to another Viber marketplace. Then click Join. They usually have hundreds or thousands of members already. When joining these communities, you have to read the pinned post before you start selling or posting a product. Almost all Viber communities have their own set of rules, and these rules vary depending on how strict the admins are. The pinned post usually states the days and the time when you can post your items for selling. Some marketplaces only accept sellers that live in their area. You have to follow the rules, otherwise you will be banned from the group. Most Viber marketplaces only allow one photo and one post a day. If you have several products, make a collage so that even if you post one photo once a day, your potential customers can actually see several items. What I will tell you is just a tip. You don't have to follow it, but we do this. We use 4 different Viber numbers when posting on Viber communities. We have several products. Using 4 different numbers will allow us to post 4 times in a day. Carousel. Did you know that Sulit.com is now Carousel? Shopee and Lazada. Yes, you can sell there. It's easy to open an account. Choose the one for individual and not the corporate account. Have a bank account ready because that will be needed by Shopee or Lazada to remit their payments to you once you have a sale from their platform. Having your own website is also an option, but I will only suggest creating a website if you have hundreds of products already, as managing a website is costly because you will have to pay for domain and hosting. Let's try to minimize expenses when we are just starting a business. Have you heard of the term drop shipping? Drop shipping allows you to enter the market with little risk and most of the time, zero capital investment, as you don't need to order an item until after a customer orders it from you. You simply order the product that you were able to sell from your supplier and they ship it directly to your customer. Drop shipping allows you to be flexible and test multiple products in your market to find the right mix for you. Instead of carrying inventory or buying products in bulk from your supplier, the supplier ships orders directly to your customers. You can make a profit without even seeing or touching the product. This entire process is invisible to your customer. They don't know that it was shipped directly to them by your supplier. But in drop shipping, trust is a main factor. You have to trust your supplier that they will not sell directly to your customer in the future, since they already know their contact details. Now that you have a product and a platform where you can showcase your items, is it a go already? Can I start selling? Wait, there's more! Product presentation. You have to take a good photo of your product. Read up on basic product photography. Check out other photos in Instagram and Pinterest. Research on how the product should be presented in order to sell. As much as possible, post professional-looking photos. That is the first thing customers see when they browse online. Attractive and professional-looking photos are what entices people to have an engagement with your post. Remember, this is online. You cannot do a sales talk to your prospective customer. You cannot say, "Ma'am, sir, would you like to try our cookies?" Your picture should be able to say that when one looks at it. It should be able to say, "Buy me," "Take me," "You need me." Your photo must be able to catch the attention and make the person buy. Creating content or product description. Don't skip on the product description and details. If professional-looking photos are meant to entice, product description are written to convince customers to buy. This should include the following: catchy but brief description of your product. Price. PM is not the key. mode of payment, and delivery options. For mode of payment, make sure that you have access to online banking when you start an online business. Most customers prefer fund transfers when buying online. GCash and PayMaya are other popular payment gateways. COD is also an option, but you have to inform customers that there is an additional charge from Grab or Lalamove for COD transactions. This is the pabili or purchase service fee. This goes on top of the delivery fee. In Lalamove, the purchase service fee is fixed at 50 pesos. In Grab, pabili service varies depending on the amount involved. Delivery. Nowadays, the most popular deliveries are via riders. Grab, Lalamove, Angkas, Joyride, Happy Move, and Mr. Speedy to name a few. If your items are not perishable and your location is very far from your customer, or they are in the province, JNT, LBC, and JRS Express can be your option. There are smaller couriers in the market, but they are not yet fully operational at this time. If you have several deliveries in the same area, did you know that you can book for 2 stops with Lalamove and Grab? This will save you with delivery fee cost. Instead of booking 2 different riders, you can just book for a rider with 2 stops. Do this only if the delivery address are on the same route. Example, the pickup point is my house in Makati. Then I have a delivery in Mandaluyong and in San Juan. I will just book for 1 rider, making the first stop Mandaluyong and the second stop San Juan. Now that you know all these, are you ready to sell? Is it a go? Yes! You can start posting and selling online. There are quite a lot of sisters who asked for tips on how to improve online sales, how to grow the business, or how to boost sales. Assuming that you already posted in all the platforms where you want your items to be seen, and yet sales is just at a minimum. Selling online is a trial and error process. You have to experiment. Post on different parts of the day. When you research, some would say 2 p.m. is the best time to post in Instagram and 8 p.m. in Facebook. This might work for some, but it may not work for you. Post on different times of the day and record any engagement or inquiry that you receive. You will have an idea on the best time to post where your followers are also online and seeing your post. Create different photos of the item you sell, even if it is the same product. Take different shots of it, different angles, different layout. Again, experiment. Which of these photos are able to catch the attention of prospective buyers? Find the right photo that will hit the interest of your buyers. Be consistent. If you already know the time when you get more engagement in your post, stick to that time. 1 or 2 posts a day in your IG or Facebook page is ideal. You cannot post today and then your next post will be next week. There is no consistency. You are not able to be visible to your potential customers. Have a stock of photos of your product. You cannot post the same photo every day. If you post the same photo again and again, you are not tickling the interest of your potential buyer. In fact, you might even be saturating them with redundant photo, and as a result, they might just unfollow you in Instagram because your post is no longer an eye candy for them. You can actually repeat the posting of a photo, but give it a few days rest before posting the same photo again. If you already did all the suggested techniques and sales are still low, do not be afraid to sell another product. Try new things. Be ready to shift. If product A does not do good, go to product B. Then product C. Then maybe you can try product A again. Continue to improve your products and services. The only way for a business to survive and weather the constantly changing times is to continue growing. Market needs and trends will keep on changing. You have to learn to adapt in order to stay relevant. On the other hand, if your business is doing good, don't be complacent once you've successfully established your business. There was a question regarding how much inventory one should have. If you are just starting and don't know yet if your products will sell, just have a handful. You don't stock up on items that you have not tested yet. How do you protect yourself from bogus buyers or joy preservers? Bogus buyers usually won't give personal information. They just keep on inquiring. I have encountered several of them. Sometimes they can be so annoying, constantly inquiring about different items that you have. And that's it. They never buy. There are also the joy reservers. For you not to be victimized by joy reservers, always set a deadline if a buyer wants to reserve an item. For me, maximum is 2 days. If potential buyer does not pay after 2 days, the item can be sold to the next customer. Never accept a reservation that is open-handed. Always put a date on the validity of the reservation. How much time should you give when you have an online business? Whoa, that is a tough question. Having a business is very different from having a 9-to-5 job. When you have a business, it's really not the number of hours that matter, but how much time you are willing to put to your growing business. With all that has been said, are you ready for your new adventure? I'd like to end this with my personal testimony on how God has always been by our side in the ups and downs of our business. As I have shared with you, we were selling religious and fashionable accessories before the pandemic started. Business was doing well. We were selling our products through pop-up stores or bazaars in Glorieta 3, Central Square BGC, and Green Hill Shopping Center. But malls closed. We had zero income. Even though we also had an online store of our accessories through Instagram, people were not buying. When global pandemic was declared, buying accessories was never on the list of essentials. When the enhanced community quarantine was declared, we really thought it was just going to be 2 weeks. With zero income, we were getting from our savings for our daily expenses. But as the days passed, reality struck us. This is not gonna end in 2 weeks. We had to refocus. We had to act fast. We have to find a new source of income. We continued to pray. We waited for God's blessing. We waited for God's grace and leading. God was our source of strength. Come April, we found ourselves selling different kinds of food products. We now sell Belgian waffles, churros, nachos, mozzarella sticks and bites, and mix and bake kits. All these products were God's blessing. He answered our prayers and led us to the right suppliers. All praise and glory belong to our God. It is because of Him that we were able to survive and thrive. It is God who made all things possible. Up to this time, we are still talking to different companies so that we can have more products to sell. For those of you who want to try something new, what's keeping you from taking the plunge? Fear? Uncertainty? Pray. Pray about your plans. Allow God to speak to you. Consult Him. Before you let fear embrace you, allow God's loving hands to lead you. small steps at a time, and God will lead the way. Take your fears to the Lord, and He will transform your life. I'd like to share a verse from Psalm 34, verse 4 to 5. I sought the Lord, and He answered me, and delivered me from my fears. Those who look to Him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed. Thank you for listening. God bless us all.